Hello and welcome to another episode of What If Civilization Started Over. I found a very good map that has 2 layers that I thought were really cool. So, water effects. So, I think this is just like how deep the water is. But it looks really cool compared to just this. And there's also terrain, which if I go ahead and up the visibility, you can see is really good. So, yeah, this is a really cool map. I'm glad I found it. But actually, hold on, let me just, yeah. But I do have a question, and that is, should I leave it kind of transparent so you can kind of see the terrain like this? Because I think that looks pretty cool. Or should I just leave it like this and just have the water effect on? Tell me, but I might alternate throughout those both. But I think I might just have the terrain on for today like this. But anyway, we can get right into it. Starting off, all these horrible borders are going to lead to some pretty big, well, not big, but some pretty horrendous wars. Like the one in France. That this area is not where the capital is, and so forces are going, or I guess not maybe forces, but people want to break away and not have ugly borders. And so most of this French country will fall over to these forces. And, basically the country just loses their entire, bigger area. Which is also what happens with this exclave right here. It will decide to break away from all 3 of its occupiers. And it will, we need to add some capitals. So this new French country's capital will be over here, and this blue country will be relatively in the center. But this same issue happens over here in Spain, where this area over here, can you see? Yeah, okay. Is going to completely break away. And it's not just this area, it's also these areas of this orange country, which is not good for them. And this new country starts to get expansionist ideas, and that is what it wants to do, is expansion. So they will go right into the pink team, capturing their capital, and this orange country will now take this opportunity, as well as several other Iberian countries, to get a slice of the pink team, which will be divided up and will no longer exist. And over here, we see this also clean up a little bit, except it gets way worse because now this part is just completely separated. And now this yellow Iberian country is going to invade, and they're going to get quite a bit of land. They do use encirclement kind of by accident, but so they do capture a lot of land, and as they capture more and more land, this blue country pushes back as well, and accidentally also encircles this land. And eventually both countries are kind of tired, and so they will just agree to peace, leaving us with more horrible borders, and this exclave or enclave is even farther apart now. And this area also is given over to the yellow country. So now it's just really bad. And this blue country is going to be invaded by this Portugal country, and the Portugal country will take a lot of land, which will just, as you know, create more bad borders like this monstrosity. And so countries are realizing it might not have been a good idea to put their capital where it shouldn't have been, like this pink French country, which will, this area will just break away entirely and leave the pink French country just over here. And as this is happening, this orange Polish country will go over and capture the capital of this. I don't know what color this is, but they will capture the capital, and soon this country will fall. They break through the weak areas, and the fall of this country happens. And this Polish country now will invade this purple country, and they will hand over some of these areas or provinces over to the blue country to help clean things up. So that is good. And we also see Britain, get ready for some more war, because this brown country takes the capital of this gold country, splitting it into two separate countries. It's just not great. I should have just done that off camera. I'll make sure to next time, but now this Welsh country will invade down here and take a portion of land, making the borders bad once again. But now, to make it even worse, that's a really close color. Let me go some brighter colors. This whole area over here will break away, making the situation even worse, as this country will move their capital where this one's capital once was, actually just was. And Ireland, or what used to be Ireland, will now start to invade the other islands, and they will have great success. They will unify the entire island. And as for the British, the Scottish, now looking at them, they will go ahead and start to conquer a bunch of territories as different countries start to I can't talk again. I can never talk. If you watch my videos, you'll already know that, but what was their capital? But eventually the power goes to both Scotland and this English country, who will unify the South British Isle, or the South British Island, and the north of the British Island. And war will now happen, as this orange country seems to emerge victorious, but Scotland will push back, and another country over here, if I can find a good color, will break away, followed by another one down here in Cornwall, and yet another one down here in the London, Isle of Wight area, and then Wales, and it's just getting really bad. There's so many countries and rebellions that are happening that eventually the Isle of Man will step in, and they will land in Wales, and they will take over the capital of this orange country, leading to its fall, and then they start to unify the South once again, as they have been building up their military, and they are ready to strike, as they will knock out all of these different rebel groups and unify the island finally, which is definitely a big movement. They now land in Ireland and will go on a conquest to take it over, which they will. And Britain is now unified, or the Empire of the Isle of Man, or I'm just going to call it the Isle of Man. Yeah, actually, I'll just call it the Isle of Man, but, yeah, they have unified the British Isles. But now, looking over here, chaos is erupting as a new government wants to unify this entire area. And by doing this, they have just made this border issue even worse, as they have just created more and more issues. And they don't win the war, and they don't achieve their goals. They don't make it any less hideous or any more united. It just looks even worse now. Yeah. I don't really know what to say. I don't know. But now we look over here where these two countries will be having a conflict, and the French will advance to protect their capital, quickly going over and attempting to capture the capital of the Orange Country, but not before the Orange Country will quickly move up, taking the capital of France, or this French country, and encircling this area, and this area will completely fall, leading to the fall of France. And this country will now... Where are these guys' capital? Did they even have a capital? Okay, no, apparently they never had a capital. Well, they don't need one now because they're getting invaded. So, yeah, that's it for that country. And following that is this country, and then this pink French country, and now this red South French country. There's a lot of French countries. But France is now unifying, as well as Italy, as this country also took out this purple North Italian country. And the south of Italy has unified under one union pretty peacefully. There are probably some battles fought, but it does include Sicily, and all these countries will unite to hopefully not face a threat, as this Yellow Iberian country will advance into Portugal, quickly destroying them, and then following that, they will unite the Iberian Peninsula, taking over a bunch of land, and once again unifying the peninsula. And we start to see three powers growing. Iberia, I don't know what this is. What would I even call this? I don't know. This orange country and this southern blue Italian country all are competing, and it'll be emphasized more by this blue Italian country invading Corsica and Sardinia and wiping them out. And there's a triangle of power, and these three countries don't like each other, which is made very clear. But a new country over here will overthrow this old country's government, and I'm going to color it a nice lime color. It'll keep the capital, but it will, if I can lower the brush size, it'll quickly go over to Azerbaijan and invade the country, and the rest of it will go over to this purple Persian country. They then will invade this orange Iraq country and also annex them. And this empire is rising very quickly, as they now will colonize some more land around the Caucasus Mountains, and they will go up into modern-day Georgia, now invading this teal country, which is now not teal because they're dead. And this purple Persian country will fall as well, leading to this kind of unified Southern Persian Gulf Union thing. I don't know what to call it. Will also fall. And this Lime Mesopotamian Empire will start to take out a bunch of their rivals. And they'll take out the two Egyptian countries. And they will annex every single country they take out. And they now capture Cyprus as well as this orange Anatolian country. And they now extend into Greece as they will quickly wipe out the entire thing. And this empire has shown no mercy. And they will go ahead and draw up a border down here, going into further down south into Arabia. And this Sudanese country will also suffer invasion, and they will be taken out, leading the remainder of the country to kind of flee north and over to Libya. And they move a bunch of their people and evacuate where they just were, forming a new Libyan country, hoping someday they can return to their old land. And maybe that will happen, maybe it won't, I don't know. But this green Lime Empire is doing very well, and they're now building up a big navy, and they will land on Crimea, and they will take out the country of Crimea, as they show a lot of naval and land dominance. And they now will even colonize this land and go up and fight this North Caucasus green country. I don't know what to even call this. But they will take it out, and they will also lead the exploration of the rest of the Caucasus Mountains, and they will colonize it all, making them very large, and they now will go into the Balkans, sending their entire military here, or maybe not their entire military, but a lot of it, and they make sure to just take out everything. There's rarely ever a stop in war. Battles are being fought day by day, and they have now conquered the entire Balkans, as they now seek to conquer Persia. And, well, they will do just that. They will conquer a bunch of these Persian countries. And, if I can just delete their capitals, it is looking very bad for anyone who is not this Lime country, as they will now reach out, going over to Libya, and they actually kind of just avoid this country. They don't really care about it, and these troops going over here weren't really meant for fighting, just colonization, and they will go all the way over to Morocco, and they will invade right up into this Iberian country, which will start a war between this triangle of powers, as this blue Italian country will quickly advance into this red French-Italian thing, and Iberia will fall between two very big powers, and the country will completely collapse and be divided up. Blue Italy will take over these three islands and continue to fight this country, this orange French country, capturing their capital and the previous capital of Iberia. As they take it all over then, and this country will completely fall, leading Blue Italy as the true winner of all three of those countries. If it weren't for this Lime country rapidly now advancing inward and capturing Sicily, Malta, and now the capital, as well as Corsica, Sardinia, and this blue Italian country will fall, as their big empire was short-lived. And this Lime country is showing no stopping point, as they will begin to prepare their forces to invade Northern Europe, as they want to reach up to the Baltic Sea, but they will collapse. An Iberian group over here will quickly take control of Iberia, as well as French areas, as they want independence. And also, this North African coast in Morocco will quickly collapse, as well as Malta, and they will be driven back to the Nile, where yet another rebellion will pop up, this time a collaboration between Sudan and Egypt. I don't know why I couldn't think of that name. And their Arabian claims also begin to break away. Probably not the Persian Gulf ones, but, well, as a different country they do. But these are just groups that want all the power. And one will now come on top over here in Turkey, which will capture the capital and therefore inherit the entire empire. But this Sudanese Egyptian country will now reach up, once again capturing this capital and quickly a bunch of other land, as they now inherit the empire. But this tan country is having none of that. They're reaching right up, and before this country will even surrender, they will just conquer a lot of lands, going all the way into the Balkans and Italy, and they will then force the empire to obey under them, and they will knock out this Spanish Iberian rebellion, and they will declare that they will conquer more lands, but not before a big group over here in the capital will take control of most of the country and cause it to collapse and fall under their control. And now Iberia will break away once again, this time taking Italy and France with it, and the Balkans will now surprisingly unify, taking parts of Anatolia, I'm not sure how to say it, and a united Caucasus front will appear as well, as they will capture the capital, but this country will not fall. And the rest of it will be overthrown by a new country, which will take over all of this Caucasus country and advance into this Balkan one, as they now capture that all. But this Western European country will take over land far away, as they had inherited most of the navy. They will capture the capital of this country, thus the empire falls under their rule, but the country will finally collapse into a bunch of different segments, and war will not be anymore. And this is what the collapse looks like with all the countries. So we can see all the ones in Arabia, Mesopotamia, all the ones in the Balkans, all the ones in Iberia. So yeah, you can pause and check these out if you want. But yeah, there's a lot of them. But anyway, we need to look at some exploration, where, just what humanity has been exploring. So, first of all, the Arabian Peninsula is almost fully explored. They have a pretty good theory right here that it's just desert, which it pretty much is, at least to my knowledge. However, humans have reached Scandinavia, and they're exploring it quite a bit, as well as Finland, and going up into parts of Russia, and they've gone along this river, and they're also going into Central Asia, just a bunch. They're going a lot into India. In fact, they've explored the entire Indian peninsula, or not the entire subcontinent, but a lot of the peninsula. And they've also explored some of these islands. They have explored more down into Africa, more down the Nile, and into the Horn of Africa. And we can actually take a look at some of this, what countries colonize what. So this Denmark country will colonize all, or almost all, of this explored land, even a little bit into Finland, whereas a new Finnish country will be set up right here. It's also kind of a St. Petersburg country, but it is set up right here. And a war actually breaks out between the Danish and Finnish, and the Finnish win it. Shortly after, a war breaks out between rebels and the Danish, and the rebels will win and establish just Sweden. And then shortly after, Norway is established, and Denmark is left with what they started with, and they're very sad. But anyway, now we can look over here in Russia, where I don't know what a good color is. We do kind of like a bluish grayish. That looks kind of cool. A big Russian country that really likes the cold is set up here, and this gray country will expand some more, but there is now a bigger country set up on the western side of this river. It'll look something like this, but following it is a new Russian country once again over here, this time being a bluish purple. And that's all for the Russian countries. I guess this one is more of a Kazakh country, but it will be on the eastern side of the river, and right about here, this green, actually both of these green countries, this one's more of a greenish yellow, but they will both expand, drawing up claims to these areas, and they will both respect each other, making sure that their claims don't interfere, and they both become pretty large, and we now see actually a revolt or rebellion from this Persian country that will be successful, and they will establish their own country, and from here they will expand very largely as they expand into all this area. And I'll add capitals in a minute once I'm done. No, the planet's not turning that. This country is not getting the whole planet, but this blue Indian country is going to expand now, and it's a pretty big expansion, but also nothing like entirely crazy. And there is a new country set up over here in southern India and Sri Lanka, and there's also another reddish orange one. Actually, that looks like candy corn, doesn't it? It looks like a candy corn. Because it's yellow, orange, and white. I kind of like that, but no, I'm gonna not do a candy corn. I'm just going to draw in a border. This is actually kind of looking similar to Aedes Prosvix, so got the yellow country down here, and then orange country over here, although in his series this orange country was purple. But it's still kind of similar borders even. But there's also a blue country set up right up here, and from here there's a bunch of Indian countries. And here are all those tiny Indian countries, and I did go ahead and do the capitals so we can see all the capitals. I'll do kind of a quick run through of all the capitals. But yeah, so India is very divided over here, but yeah, that's going to do it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to let me know if I should have the terrain layer on like this, transparent. I think it looks pretty cool, so I think I should keep it on, but if you don't like it, then tell me and I'll turn it off. But here's what the map looks like now, with and without it. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.